Hello there, here I am with a kind of public service announcement about this series exists. Fuuraiki. Ever heard of it? Well, it's a series of 5 games so far. They are visual novels / travel simulators. It was made by a company called FOG, Full On Games. With a company name like that, maybe you'd think that they would make other kinds of games than visual novels, but no, that's what they make. They make visual novels. Fuuraiki, however, is slightly different, I would say. The first game was made on the PlayStation in 2001, which is kind of sort of late for the PlayStation. You play as a guy taking a boat to Hokkaido. He is a ruporaita, or a reporter / writer, who's going to make like a travel blog or articles for a magazine, I don't quite remember which, from Hokkaido, where he's going to travel around on a motorcycle for about a month. On the boat over, he meets some girls. There are 4 girls in the game total. He meets 3 of them on the boat. While he travels around, he will hopefully meet these girls and talk to them, and they will travel around with him, and hopefully at the end he can get some romance done. That is the gist, basically. With the PlayStation 1 version, because this also came out on PlayStation 2 later, with the PlayStation 1 version, it kind of, to me, because all the photographs are of real places and they're digitized. Then when he talks to the girls, they are drawings that are put on top of the picture. And this whole thing, with the pixelation that comes with it being on PlayStation 1, it kind of, to me, feels like what a game would be if this Philips CDI ever came out in Japan. That's kind of what it feels like. But as I said, it did come out on the PlayStation 2 later in 2006, 1 year after the sequel. And there it's exactly the same game. It's just that all the graphics are like double resolution or whatever, so they look quite nice. The photos actually look perfectly like the photos that were taken originally. The game has pretty nice music. It's pretty relaxing. So yeah, that's a good thing. Now, when you actually travel in Hokkaido, of which, by the way, you have about half of it available to you. It's basically like the central and northeast Hokkaido. Not all of it, so you can't go to Sapporo, you can't go to Otaru, but I guess Abashiri would be around there. I don't know if you actually can go there or not, but basically it shows a photograph of a road, and then it zooms into the photograph, and then a couple smaller photograph pictures turn up, and you choose between them which way you want to go, and then it goes to another picture which it zooms into, until you see one that has a little P symbol in the photograph. That means that you can stop there, or park, I guess. Then when you go there, you get he talks to himself and stuff, and you can take pictures of anything, anywhere, because you need the pictures to put on the blog thing. At the end of every day, you have to make a blog post, and the whole blog thing looks like a web page in the game, so that's kind of neat. You have to have, as I said, you have to have 2 pictures put in there. So it's a good idea to take pictures of every place you go to. Basically, the game records places that you have been to and stuff you have seen, so you don't have to write anything yourself. It'll it'll show you a bunch of topics that you could make an article out of. You pick one, pick the picture, upload it, and then when you make your camp for the day, because you have a stamina meter. This goes through the whole series, by the way, because all the games are pretty much the same centrally. So you have the stamina. You can only travel so much during the day before you have to make camp, and you can't make camp anywhere, so you have to manage yourself a little bit and not go full on with the game. Hopefully you will meet the girls somewhere. I don't know how the game expects you to know where the girls are supposed to be, but maybe a game guide or whatever. But you can just run around, drive around Hokkaido and just look at things, because it basically becomes like a tourist information simulation type game. But the game wants you to find the girls and talk to them and go on adventures with them, and then actually have it turn into a romance at the end. But that is up to you, I suppose. The sequel came out in 2005 for the PlayStation 2. You replace the same character and you take the boat again, but this time to Okinawa. When you went to Hokkaido, it was still summer, so it's not like you go from snow to tropics or whatever, but you know, you can still feel the difference in location. The thing with the sequel, I guess, is that first of all, it's the only game in the series that only came out on one platform, the PlayStation 2, whereas the first game came out on PlayStation 1 and 2. This is just PlayStation 2. This one seems to go more heavy on the visual novel aspect. Now, I tried the game, and even though you can, in the first game, you have to like, it takes a while to go through all the dialogue, and whenever anyone speaks, you have to listen to the end, at least in the PlayStation 1 version. Here in the sequel, you can just press the circle button to just skip the dialogue pretty quickly, and it still took me like 25-30 minutes to actually get to the part where you can just travel by yourself, so the sequel is quite heavy on the visual novel. On the other hand, it seems to have a little bit more, a lot more story in it. It takes place 5 years after the first game. It has some kind of flashback thing where a friend of his died, so there's some story there, not just the dating, but it seems like it's a little too much for me I'm not going to play that game because it seems like it's way too much to read. I'm going to get very tired very fast. That game is too full on for my taste. The music is the same, sort of, because it is the same melodies, but they are made to sound more island-y, if that makes sense. Here's an example. Flash forward 8 years from the sequel, or 7 years from the port of the first game, there's Fuuraiki 3 on the PlayStation Vita. This one also came out on PC. This one goes back to Hokkaido, although it's not the same guy as in the first two games. Fuuraiki 2, by the way, had where when you traveled, it just showed the map with a picture of the bike driving whatever in the corner, or the little picture of the road in the corner there, so it didn't have the same method of showing it, the actual travel to you, as the first game. However, the third game does have the same way of showing it. It has a picture which zooms in, and you choose another picture to branch to go somewhere else. So that's interesting, I suppose. The cover of the game shows that really, really long, straight road from Hokkaido, which is famous. In the third game, you have more of Hokkaido to actually travel to, not just the like half of the island that you had in the first game, so it's expanded in that way. I guess that's why they went back to Hokkaido instead of going somewhere new. Then 8 years after that, the next game came out, Fuuraiki 4, and this is the only one that I have played and I own. This is on PlayStation 4, which is what I have it on anyway. It's also on the Nintendo Switch. This one had an important advancement. It has a 360 camera, which is why I bought it pretty much, because the first three games, being that they're visual novels, and when I saw how they did the whole graphical aspect, it was just like, okay, it's just a curiosity. This one I actually wanted to get, so I did. The setting is not Hokkaido, it's Gifu Prefecture, which is kind of a nondescript prefecture in, as I thought, but it has a lot of interesting, it has a lot of places to go. The 360 camera works in the way that now that when you travel, when you go from place to place, it basically has, instead of the zooming picture, you have the 360 camera of you on the bike actually going down the road, and then you pick the next branch, and like you did before. And it doesn't show, of course, they didn't record like the whole way from you going from one place to another. It has like 10 seconds or 15 seconds or something before it automatically goes to the next area. But you can move the camera around 360. You can look at yourself driving if you want to, although the guy has the visor down all the time. You don't get to see who he is or whatever. But I found that pretty cool because I like Japan. Obviously, I've been there several times, and this being letting you just look around 360 at even in motion is a very cool feature. It's like your own little tourist thing. So when you're standing still, it also has 360 photographs. So whenever you go somewhere, you can look around in 360, and that's cool too. Now, it still has the people that you're, like all the games, it has the people that you're trying to talk to and all that. I didn't run into that many. I didn't run into the main girl storylines that much. So my playthrough, which was thankfully he didn't run around for a whole month, because that would take a long time. I think it was a week or less than 2 weeks probably. But it was fun just driving around Japan, and yeah, so kind of cool. But it didn't. It's cool, but it didn't make me want to like, oh, I definitely have to have the next game in the series. And the next game in the series did come out just last year, 2025. It's Fuuraiki 5, and it came out on the PlayStation 4 again, PlayStation 5, and PC. It's basically the same again. It's in Mie Prefecture instead of Gifu. Looking at footage online, the only new thing that I saw was that you can take pictures from your bike as you're riding. Kinda cool, I guess. Like I said, I got my fill with the 4th game, but it exists. They're probably gonna make another one. Now it's only been it hasn't been 8 years since the last one. It was only like 4 years. So maybe they'll make another one in a couple of years. Maybe they'll make it a prefecture that if they make it like in Kyoto Prefecture or Osaka Prefecture, somewhere where I've been a lot, then I will definitely be picking it up. But Fuuraiki, it exists. It's a series. If you like visual novels and traveling around Japan, maybe give it a look. At least 4 and 5, because those are the best ones with the 360 camera. I would say skip the second one. On the other hand, 1, 2, and 3 are all really expensive on the second-hand market, whereas 4 and 5 are not. So go for 4 and 5, but do what you want.